So here in Estill, South Carolina, on the main street, just walking around taking a look and seeing what we can see. Looks like a lot of places are closed up. Not much happening in here. Kind of like a town that, like a lot of small towns all over America that just have seen better days. So this little town of Estill, I've talked to several people who've been here for generations in the family. Talked to several people who've been here for generations and just was in a hardware store that's been in business for over 100 years, and right now the 5th generation of the family was running it, but they didn't want to be on video. But they told me quite a bit about the town. There's been a lot of history here over the years. So even though the commercial section of town looks to be pretty dead with a lot of the commercial buildings empty, you get off on the side streets of Estill and there are some pretty nice homes here. From what I understand, there are a lot of families in this town that just been in the town for generations, and I think the families that are here, they've over the years have built some nice homes, and they have beautiful, really side streets and residential area around Estill, South Carolina. So I'm told that Estill formed when the railroad came through here, and that it happened about 1911 when the next town over, Lawtonville, burned down and everything moved over to Estill. And the railroad does go right through the middle of the town here. This is sort of the heart of town right here, and that store over there, Wiggins and Son Hardware, I was in there a few minutes ago. They talked to me. They were real nice. Nobody really wanted to be on camera, but talked to a guy in there who was 5th generation of that family. And they've owned that store. It's been in business since 1921, over 100 years. And that is a major feat in a town like this for a store to be able to still be open that long. And they told me in there that there are pictures of that building with horse and buggy out in front of it, because 1921, when that first opened, was horse and buggy days. But then the railroad came through in 1911, and that's what caused this town to spring up, because the town of Lawtonville, which is about 1 mile west of here, burned in 1911. It burned also before that during Sherman's March and during the Civil War. And I'm told that Lawtonville, the only thing left is the front steps of the the old Baptist church and the cemetery. So we're going to go over there and see if we can find that. And the concrete plant, which is just a little bit to the west of the main street of the railroad, I don't know if this is still in operation or not. It looks like it is not. I don't know. There's a vehicle over there. There's a truck over there, so it might be. Well, it looks like this is telling me where to go. So we're going to go up here, and I think I can see the cemetery from here. Here we are at the Lawtonville Cemetery. We're going to go in and have a look around, see what all we can see here. Some of this looks, I was expecting this to be like graves prior to the Civil War, but some of this looks to be a lot more recent than that. So I'm walking through this old cemetery here, and I see some people here were buried in 1924, some in 1971, 1983. Looks like a family here. And here's one from 1911. Martha C. Hires, born 1838, died 1911. And here's Ephraim M. Baynard, born November the 2nd, 1797, died February the 4th, 1865. That's a long time ago right there. And it looks like these are the steps of the old Morrison Academy. I was mistaken. I thought it might have been a Baptist church, but this was in Lawtonville community was the first Morrison Academy. One-room elementary school, college prep school. Later moved 3.4 miles north of here on the Orangeburg Road to be near the home of Reverend John Timothy Morrison, who was the headmaster from 1865 to 1905. So apparently the community of Lawtonville was right about here up until the Civil War. Nothing left of it now. It burned during the Civil War, was rebuilt after the Civil War, but then the town of Estill sprang up just a couple of miles to the east of here with the railroad in 1911. And apparently that was the end of Lawtonville. Everything moved over to Estill. There's nothing here now but farmland. And we have Estill Bottling Company right here, right beside the railroad tracks. I don't believe this is still in operation. I don't know, it might be. I'll drive around there and look in a minute. But in the early 1900s, you would have built a building like this right beside a railroad track for a reason, so that box cars can be offloaded. You can see that there's a side track that goes right up to the building there, where they could load the drinks right on the railroad cars.